Les interviews du doc, c'est maintenant sur Vinylestimes.
Eh ben voilà les amis, c'est une petite interview très rapide sur le bord avec un des très grands musiciens qu'on a aujourd'hui, qui est un clavier, qui joue dans beaucoup de choses. On a la chance ce soir de pouvoir discuter avec Alessandro Del Vecchio, qui est le clavier de Hardline et qui joue dans plein de groupes. On s'est croisés il n'y a pas très longtemps puisqu'il était avec Bonne à Vauréal. Là, il est avec nos amis de Hardline et puis Alessandro, il joue dans plein de groupes, donc c'est toujours un plaisir de parler musique avec lui. On va parler de ce nouvel album, Shout, qui est disponible depuis la semaine dernière. C'est un grand plaisir. Alessandro, thank you so much for accepting my invitation. It's a great pleasure to speak about first your birthday, second one, Shout, third, tour. Wow, what's a big day, in fact.
Yeah, absolutely. Merci pour m'avoir à ta transmission. My French is not that good, so I will just stick it to English. It's going to be faster and easier. Thank you for having me. Yes, it's a great time to be, I would say to be me because we have Hardline, as you mentioned, Vandenplas. I'm so grateful that I can do this at this level and with this great band. So I'm so grateful to have what I have. It's really beyond what I can say.
Bah voilà, vous l'avez compris, alors on est avec Alessandro qu'on a croisé il n'y a pas très longtemps à Vauréal avec Vandenplas. Il y a un petit titre qui est sorti de Vandenplas là, qui sort en acoustique, et puis bien sûr on va parler de Hardline maintenant, puisque c'est l'idée, c'est de vous refaire redécouvrir toute la vie de Hardline, qui est un vieux groupe américain, et puis maintenant qui tourne avec plein de personnes à l'intérieur. So Alessandro, like since 1 week right now, because the new record, it's live everywhere since last Friday. Shout is available everywhere. And like I said on my review, it's one of the most brilliant records of Hardline. It's a little bit different than before. It's huge song, huge energy. And when I listen Shout for the first time, I say, wow, the band is so huge right now. Yeah, and I said, it's crazy because I listened Hardline when I was a young guy, and I see Johnny with many different group around Hardline, and now it's look like more an family affair or something like that. Hardline now, because when you listen something, when I see you on stage, it's look like, first of all, a lot of fun, but this lot of fun is clearly on this new record. Crazy.
Yeah, it's always, when you talk to musicians, it's always that everybody will always say, oh, our last record is the best.
Yeah.
And I gotta say that this time I didn't have this feeling when we were working on it. I mean, we were so concentrated on really doing something that would stick with people more than just going like, oh, we gotta do it, our best record yet. But when we started to get, reviews like yours and feedbacks from our fans and from journalists and from the record label, we started to go like, oh, wow, maybe we really did something. I mean, while we were doing it, I'm not saying that it's business as usual, but I've been working on thousands of records.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just, it is your nature. You just, go with the flow and you just do what the songs need. But this time I think we, listening to it afterwards, with months in separation between when we did the record and now that it's out, and to see the reaction of, as you said, when the song Shout, we played the song live. It's the first song that we do. And the first night we were like, are they going to sing it? Because the song just came out like 2 weeks before. And we let, in the chorus, Shout, we let it sing to the people, and everybody was singing it. We were like, oh, maybe we wrote songs that can really stick with people. So maybe we accomplished the mission.
Voilà, vous l'avez compris. Alors, comme il le dit à la fin, ils ont certainement accompli une mission particulière, parce que, comme il le dit, tous les musiciens, dès qu'il y a un nouvel album, c'est le meilleur, c'est le plus grand, mais avec tout ce qu'il y a eu d'échangé, c'est frais. Et puis, les reviews, les critiques, les journalistes, la maison de disques dit ouais, c'est quand même un super album. Et comme le dit très bien Alessandro, ouais, on a peut-être fait quelque chose, et notamment, on a parlé de Shout. qui est le premier morceau quand ils arrivent sur scène. C'est un morceau voilà, qui envoie du petit bois, comme on dit. Et puis, c'est vraiment, voilà, c'est direct, c'est énergique. C'est ce qu'on veut voir d'Hardline, en fait, hein, tout simplement. Parce que bah, c'est un groupe qui est quand même maintenant assez soudé. Et puis, il y a Johnny au milieu de tout ça. And Alessandro, I think what is a little bit crazy is the voice of Johnny. It looks like impressed. Because like you have so many stuff coming months after month from Johnny and on different bands. And sometimes the voice, it's look like a little bit behind. But on this record, the voice of Johnny is totally crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, it's crazy because when we were recording the vocals for the record, Johnny was completely like, he was like, no, this is not good enough. This is not what I'm used to. You know, this is below what I normally do. And he wasn't sure. But I told him, I said, man, there's something in these vocals. Trust me, there's something that's deeper. It's not just the sound of your voice. It's about the delivery, where the place where you're going to catch your voice, your emotion, and you're translating these emotions into the songs. But I definitely realized that we were onto something when we did the cover of the Scorpion song, when You Came Into My Life. His vocal delivery, I was like, really, Johnny? I mean, that's beyond, I mean, and literally one of the luxuries I've had in life is that I've worked with the best vocalists in the world. If you name all of the greatest rock singers, I've worked with them. Glenn Hughes, John Yorlande, Ian Gillan, Jolene Turner. I mean, everybody. Johnny, in that song, on this record, really gets deep into the core of emotions, and it translates into the songs, and you feel it, and people then feel it too. But that was the only certainty that I had while we were working on the record. I was like, oh, really? That's the vocal delivery that we have on the record? That's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely a big one. Bah, comme le dit Alessandro, j'étais très surpris en écoutant ce nouvel album de la voix de Johnny Gioeli, parce que on le connaît, il joue dans plein de trucs différents, hein, on va pas nommer Axel Redipel et des trucs comme ça, mais là, la voix, elle est tellement forte devant, ça amène quelque chose dans l'album. Et comme le dit Alessandro, voilà, il était pas content, il y avait des trucs qu'il aimait pas, mais quand on a sorti les premiers titres, c'était incroyable. Et puis, il y a cette reprise de Scorpion, When You Came Into My Life, où là, quand on écoute ce titre, on se dit, mais c'est un titre de Hardline, ça n'a jamais été un titre de Scorpion. Et vraiment, c'est incroyable d'avoir une telle voix, une telle puissance sur cet album. Et puis, comme le dit Alessandro, il a travaillé avec tellement de grands chanteurs. On va pas tous les nommer, mais John Lende, Gillan, j'en passe et des meilleurs, que voilà, quand il a travaillé avec sur cet album, il s'est dit, on tient quelque chose. Mais là, franchement, les amis, écoutez cet album. Il est disponible depuis le 17 avril. Il est sorti chez Steamhammer SPV. Franchement, allez écouter, allez acheter, téléchargez-le, volez-le, enfin faites ce que vous voulez, mais écoutez-le parce qu'il est vraiment extraordinaire. One word about the live, Alessandro, right now, because I have a chance to see you in June in Sweden Rock.
Oh.
I was in front of you because I take a lot of pictures and so on, and I provide again on my Facebook page and so on. What is the energy live of Hardline? Because so many people came this afternoon to see Hardline maybe for a lot of them, maybe it's for the first time. We give a lot of energy that I'm waiting something a little bit nervous with a new record, because when I see you on stage, I see, this guy is totally crazy. He make a lot of energy and feeling during 1 hour. So I expect to have something like this in Shout, but it's clearly what I see on June. That's so crazy. And a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, waiting to see you on stage right now, because I see some friends coming in Belgium and so on, said, my friend Mark, he's coming, and he sent me many emails. Crazy, good stuff and so on. So what is your feeling between the mix that we have on stage and coming back with this album, and now you have to share the new songs on stage? It's a little bit, because maybe some of them discover during this tour, new album and new song. It's not so easy because, of course, Hardline has so many good songs before, so it's a challenge, no?
Yeah, I mean, when we started to work on Shout, the only thing I said that I wanted a record that would represent how we sound live. Because, you know, you sit in the studio, you overproduce, you overarrange, you overwrite, you have so many options, but then you play live and it's only 5 musicians on stage. We don't use backing tracks. We don't use any tricks or any voodoo, as I say. I mean, we're just a purely live band. And when we started to work on the record, I said, the only thing I want from us, it's a record that we could play from top to bottom live. It represents the energy that we have on stage, because on stage we're you know, a lot of AOR melodic rock bands are very mild on stage. I mean, they're very classy. We're more of a rougher, we're more of a hard rock band. We're rough, we're raw, we're in your face. And I wanted that on the record. I wanted that energy. And I gotta give kudos, and I will never stop saying that, give kudos to Luca Princiotta, our new guitar player, because he was able to channel that energy and bring you know, this attitude on tape. And whoever has seen Hardline knows that they're gonna get the comedy, the laughs, the jokes, and the energy. And I'm pretty sure that we were able to do that on the record. And obviously, with the same process, we will be able to play these songs live. We do Shout, we do Rise Up, we do When You Came Into My Life, with the same energy and depth that we have on the record. So whoever will come will have a great show musically, because, you know, the band, the musicians in this band are crazy, but you will get the energy, which is the most important thing, because it's, I mean, especially for hard rock and rock bands, sometimes you go to shows and you're like, you know, yawning because it's great, but it's in a bubble, while we you know, go on stage with dynamite.
Yeah.
And, you know, we want to have fun because we want people to have fun with us.
Ah, voilà, vous l'avez compris, on parlait du concert. Alors, moi, j'ai eu la chance de voir Hardline l'année dernière au mois de juin. Ça avait été fantastique au Sweden Rock. Et puis, je disais, j'étais un peu anxieux parce que je savais que l'album allait arriver. Puis, je voulais un peu retrouver la même énergie qu'ils ont sur scène sur cet album. Et comme le dit Alessandro, ils ont réussi à faire ça. Ils ont réussi à prendre cette énergie, ce kick in your face, or kick in your ass sur les concerts dans cet album. Et effectivement, comme ils sont bien rodés, ils ont l'habitude de travailler ensemble, ils voulaient retrouver cette énergie, ce côté hard rock, pas seulement mélodique, mais ce côté hard, ce côté on y va, on rentre dedans, on fait des bons titres, qu'ils ont réussi à créer ce shout. Et à travers ça, ils peuvent maintenant mettre ces nouveaux morceaux, ces 3 nouveaux morceaux dont on a parlé, donc Shout notamment, qui est l'intro, et puis il y en a d'autres. Mais voilà, ça reste un album incroyablement frais et fort, et qu'on retrouve la même énergie qu'on a dans l'ambiance générale, je veux dire, des concerts de Hardline, parce que voilà, il y a de l'ambiance, il y a de l'énergie, il y a du catchy, il y a des gros solos, il y a des gros passages hyper entraînants, et le résultat, il est incroyable, parce qu'on retrouve ce qu'on voit sur scène et ce qu'on voit en même temps, les amis, sur ce qu'on écoute sur cet album. And Alessandro, last time, of course, during this concert in Sweden, I have the chance to see you, not front row, but on a pit, because I pick a lot of pictures, and I see during these 3 first pictures so many smiles on your faces, on you, on Anna, on Johnny, because we have just to say that during the gigs, this is not we have a particular drummer who is coming to replace the official drummer before, because you have some issue, and nobody thinking that this guy is just coming, he's playing with Bonfire, in fact, and it's coming to play with you. It looked like a band smiling.
Yeah.
And I think the energy this afternoon was so huge, because everybody was so happy to hear so many good songs, and on stage it was so fun.
Yeah, I mean, with you know, with Hardline, you know, the whole time that we spend together is like when we were on stage. There's lots of laughter. There's a great attitude. We promised ourselves to do this only if it was fun, and in a sort of way, it's also, you know, it's also I don't know, an anathema for us, you know, so that we can take out also the stress, because being on the road is not easy. I mean, we're all far away from our families, from our loves, and from our homes, and the traveling kills you. But it needs to be fun. It needs to be with great people, and we go on stage and the attitude must be positive. You know, obviously with Hardline, it's everybody's like that, so it's easy because whoever comes into the band, that is the energy that we have, and it's John is set that standard, and it was easy with me because we share a lot in common, and through the years we were able to discover that was the only way to make this work, and to go on stage. And if you have a good time, people will have a good time, because smiling and positive energy are contagious.
Yeah.
And you're on stage, people, we know that, nowadays, to choose to go to a show, it's a sacrifice, it's a choice.
Mm.
It's not like in the past that shows were cheap. Now everything counts, and we know that it's a choice. Since people choose to come to see us, we want to give them, a reward, that we're grateful, we're happy that they came, so that we can give them back.
Yeah.
And everything that we have inside, and music is our life, and we want to have fun with it, and we want to be on stage with positive energy, positive attitudes, so that people can feel that and go home and be like, wow, I made the right choice.
Bah voilà, vous l'avez compris, hein, c'est assez facile à traduire. Moi, j'ai toujours pris plaisir à aller voir le groupe sur scène, et effectivement, il y a ces grands sourires. Et comme le dit Alessandro, bah, voilà, quand les gens viennent, il y a un choix aujourd'hui. Les places, c'est cher. Les gens qui viennent, il faut leur donner du plaisir. Ils vont pas faire la tête, même s'ils sont loin de leur famille, même s'ils sont loin de leurs enfants, de leurs femmes. Bah, quand on rentre sur scène, on oublie tout. On vient donner du plaisir, on vient partager la musique qu'on adore. Et effectivement, bah, si les gens repartent en disant ouais, j'ai vu un super concert et j'ai passé un grand moment, et ben voilà, le groupe a gagné et le groupe est super content. Alessandro, one question more personal. When you join Hardline for the first time, when we see all the songs that Hardline creates in so many time, what was your feeling? The first feeling that I see, yeah, I have to play with some song like Hot Cherry or something like that. What was your feeling when you joined the band at the first time? It was like just a job, or you're thinking that it's great that I have to play some good songs now?
Yeah. The I always say that Double Eclipse was a pivotal record for me in my life, because when I heard Double Eclipse when it came out, I was just a kid. I was 13 years old. But that was the first record that made me think, wow, there's something different in the sound of this record. And it was the first worm in my brain going like, it would be great to be able to reproduce these sounds. So that was one of the first moves for myself as a producer. And I don't believe in destiny, I don't believe in fate, I don't think that everything we do is written in the stars, but definitely there's something that puts you in the right trajectory. And when I got the call from Johnny and everything was worked out, my only thought was, really, am I gonna do this with Johnny, with one of my favorite singers in one of my favorite bands, playing the songs that I've devoured on that record? Like, I couldn't believe the first time we did Life's a Bitch. I couldn't believe that I could be part of that song with that drum intro. And because literally Double Eclipse has been one of the records of my life. It's one of my desert island records. You have, I see Blue Murder is one of them. You have those records that really tell you something. It's not favorite records, it's records that speak to you, and you go, I can really feel this record. Double Eclipse is one of them. So I just felt like, okay, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in a lot of things that you cannot explain. But whatever made it work, I'm grateful that I was on the right trajectory in my life. Since I was 13, was directed into the hardline, path, and I could play these songs that all the record. I could play any of the songs of that record. I know them by heart, and I could dissect them.
Ah voilà, vous l'avez compris. Alors, je posais une petite question un peu plus personnelle à Alessandro. Voilà, quand il a été engagé par Hardline, est-ce que c'était un projet comme ça, ou est-ce que c'était vraiment quelque chose qui lui tenait à cœur? Bah, vous l'avez compris, Double Eclipse, c'est voilà, quelque chose qu'il a écouté, réécouté. Il connaît par cœur l'album. Il était tellement content de rentrer dans la vie Hardline. Comme il dit, voilà, il n'y a pas d'alignement, il ne croit pas en plein de trucs, mais en tout cas, il est tellement heureux d'avoir pu avoir la chance, après avoir appelé ce call avec Johnny, il dit c'est bon, you're in. De pouvoir, pouvoir jouer ces titres comme ouais, le premier morceau qu'ils ont joué ensemble, Life a Beach, voilà, c'est un truc incroyable. Voilà, Alessandro, comme il le dit, il a fait plein de choses, mais pouvoir jouer avec Hardline, avec Johnny Jolly, qui est un de ses chanteurs préférés, et de jouer beaucoup de chansons de double Eclipse, quel kiff. Alessandro, maybe a few words about the concert who is coming in France. Hardline is not coming many times in France. I would like today. I think this is the first time or the second
First time.
First time, yeah, first time in France. You play 2 gigs in Lyon and Marseille. So that's great that Hardline finally arrived in France.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited because we had some offers in the past, and we're finally playing in France, and it's crazy because only I mean, France is so close to Italy, but I rarely played in France in the last years, and it wasn't until I joined. I think my first show in France, maybe I'm wrong, was with Vandenplas. So it's only in the last, only in the last 2-3 years that I played in France. So I'm grateful that I can finally play in France, and you know, with our promoter Julien, that's also the promoter of Hardline, of Vandenplas.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to play in Marseille and Lyon. And you know, we get so many messages from our French fans. Oh, when are you coming to France? Well, you know, finally we made it happen. Sometimes it takes 30 years, but we made it happen. So it's great.
Voilà, vous l'avez compris. Alors, il y a les 2 dates qui arrivent. Là, ce samedi, vendredi et samedi, les dates à Lyon et à Marseille. Voilà, comme je le dis, j'avais un doute, mais oui, c'est la première fois qu'Hardline vient en France. Il y avait quelques propositions, mais ça s'est jamais arrivé. Pour le coup, ça y est. Bien sûr, on fait un grand coucou à notre ami Julien. On travaille beaucoup avec Julien. Donc, Julien, si tu nous écoutes, voilà, on est avec Alessandro Del Vecchio, mon ami. On parle de Hardline, on parle un petit peu de Vandenplas parce qu'il fait un peu les deux. Enfin, il fait plein de trucs. Il a aussi un groupe qui s'appelle Montez, mais on en parlera plus tard. Voilà. Mais c'est un grand plaisir de se dire, oui, finalement, Hardline est en France pour 2 dates et vous allez pouvoir le voir. Et effectivement, moi, j'ai eu la chance de voir beaucoup de fois Alessandro en Suède, en Italie, en Allemagne, mais très peu en France. Voilà, c'est une bonne idée, en plus d'aller voir quelqu'un qui est vraiment génial. I just said, Alessandro, I have a chance to see you in Sweden with Jorner, of course with Hardline, of course with Vandenplas, but most of the time was in Germany, in Belgium, in Sweden, in Italy, of course, because you are part of some good stuff before in Frontiers Festival and so on. So that's a pleasure to see you each time on stage, but what a fucking crazy thing that you don't play a lot in France.
Yeah, but now we fixed it finally after many years.
Yeah, I know that we have some beautiful highway, but that's all. Alessandro, before we ending, some words about this. For me, was a surprise when we coming back at Shout. Is this, of course, this cover of Scorpions when you came into my life, because it's coming from and what was a surprise to pick up a song on one of these records with not really a most important for Scorpion, because Pure Instinct, it's something that we discover for a lot of people, but like me, maybe put on the collection and that's all, and we don't reopen these albums in so many years because we don't find something on it. But who have the idea to pick this song?
It was Johnny. He sent me a message one day and he said, I want to make a cover, a Scorpions cover, and I'll send it to you. And I thought, okay, it's going to be maybe, I don't know, a ballad. It's going to be Still On Me You, or When the Sun is Going Down, or whatever. Or maybe a rock song like Blackout, or Rock You Like a Hurricane. And he sent me When You Came Into My Life, and I was like, well, I know the song, but what an odd choice. And it was like, I fell in love with this song. What can we do with it? And I said, well, let's just make it a Hardline. So let's make a cover, but that will fit the record, so that will fit, the record as it is one of our songs. we make it ours, and it's the only way to make a cover, you know, in my opinion, because if you make a one-to-one cover, why? You know, you will always compete with the original. So I said, oh, let me work a little bit on it. And I came up with the arrangement with the piano riff first. And yeah, so that's how it came about.
Bah voilà, vous l'avez compris. Alors, il y a cette reprise de Saxon, j'allais dire, pardon, de Scorpion, parce que j'ai encore Before dans la tête, mais qui est très surprenante parce qu'elle vient de pur instinct. Donc, c'est pas un album de Scorpion qu'on va aller piocher, qu'on va aller écouter. Et comme dit Alessandro, bah, l'idée est venue directement de Johnny qui avait cette idée. Alors, on pensait Still Loving You, Blackout, Dynamite. Enfin, on peut imaginer tout ce qu'a pu imaginer Alessandro. Mais non, en fin de compte, c'est cette chanson. Donc, il a été réécrit, il l'a réécrit au clavier. Et puis voilà, ça en fait une très belle reprise. Et ça surprend parce que pour le coup, on a envie de réécouter Pure Instinct. And I said, Alessandro, now I would like to listen Pure Instinct because it's a long time that I'm not listening this Scorpions album. But with this cover, I would like to re-listen some songs on it because clearly I'm totally lost what is on this record. So it's good to know that maybe some people discover some.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, back then in '96, nobody cared about the Scorpions anymore.
Yeah.
And, you know, because it was those, you know, dark years for rock, and everybody was like, you know, not interested in rock bands. And but they made a great record that is, you know, a really good record that nobody cared about, but but it's a great record.
Bah, on va les réécouter Pure Instinct, comme il le dit Alessandro. C'est sans doute un bon album qu'on a oublié. Alessandro, one thing before we ending.
Yeah.
You're touring a lot. You create a lot. Where you find this energy to build year after year so many songs, so producer, so everything around the music. You keep the same energy since following you since I think 20 years right now.
Yeah, I mean I mean, for me, it's easy because I don't know anything else that makes me as happy and as fulfilled, and it gives me just a reason to be myself, you know. And so for me, it's easy. And when somebody asks me, where do you find the energy? I don't think it's about finding the energy. It's about if you really know what makes you happy, you don't have to find the energy. It's just a mission. It's just the pleasure of creation, the pleasure of making music. And, you know, I hate and I love this business because it's a cruel business. It's very tough. The traveling, also, you know, there's lots of abuse and a judgment. You know, every time you do something, people are, this is not good, this is good, you're great, you're shit. You know, you're always torn between opinions, and there's a lot of judgment. But the joy of creation, nothing can beat that. You know, sometimes I'm very vocal about it. I love to play, but I don't like to tour. I mean, it kills me. It kills, you know, I would love to be home all the time. And the older I get, the more I would love to be home. But those 2 hours on stage, nothing can beat playing for the people. Because as soon as I play, I feel good. And there's nothing that makes me feel that good in anything else. So, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I made the right choice, but I'm happy, you know. I'm happy that I did this choice, and it gives me, it fulfills a purpose that I always felt. I always felt that I was made for this. When I was a kid, I was writing songs, and I was dreaming of this life. So I'm the energy comes from going back to when I was a kid and I was dreaming of this. And every day I tell myself, there are people who would die to live my life. I'm not Paul McCartney. I'm not a rock star, but I'm doing this every day. I've been doing this every day since almost 30 years professionally. I can feed my family. I could feed my job. I could invest into my job only thanks to my songs. So I you know, the energy comes from that, from not even believing that this could happen. And I go back when I was 13, 14, and I didn't even know that it could happen, something like this. And I'm always telling myself, well, there are people who would die to live my life and have the chances that I have. So I take every day as a blessing, and I love to do this. When it comes to music, I only love to do this. Even when it's, sometimes I do jobs that are not very rock and roll, and maybe it's I'm singing on an ad for TV or doing something that is not glamorous, but I love it because it makes me it keeps me in the music, it keeps me emotion in the business, in the music, in creation, and it's everything I want.
Ah voilà, vous l'avez compris. Alors, c'est très facile à traduire. Tout ce qu'il voulait faire, il le fait maintenant. Il est hyper heureux, même quand il y a des gens qui sont pour, qui sont contre, c'est pas bien, c'est de la merde, c'est pas de la merde. En tout cas, Alessandro, il voulait faire ça depuis très longtemps. Il y a plein de gens qui voudraient vivre sa vie. Comme il le dit, si c'est, voilà, il peut créer sa musique, il peut vivre de sa musique, il aimerait bien être chez lui aussi, mais voilà, d'un autre côté, bah, il est tellement heureux que l'idée, c'est de pouvoir partager tant qu'il peut toute cette passion autour de la musique. Et je pense que bah, vous l'avez compris, voilà, c'est un passionné un petit peu comme moi, quoi. Voilà. Alessandro, again, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Absolutely.
So I think you are near to Kaiserslautern, no?
Yeah, we are in Kaiserslautern, yes. And tonight I'm gonna drink a coffee with Vandenplas, because that's the city of Vandenplas.
I know. I'm living in Kaiserslautern a couple of years ago, and
Okay.
I'm following Vandenplas when I'm living in Kaiserslautern. So that's why we just say hello to the guys in Vandenplas, and
Absolutely.
we're waiting some new song because we have shared a first acoustic songs couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we speak again with you for something new coming from
Absolutely.
From a band coming from Germany near to Kaiserslautern.
Absolutely.
Alessandro, before we ending, do you have such a small word for the people who are coming to see you in France for the first time this week, and for the French listener?
Je suis très heureux que vous venez à nos dates. I hope you're going to have fun, but I promise that if you come, you're going to have fun. It's going to be one of the best concerts you will ever attend, and we'll play all the songs you love. So just come, have fun, and say hi.
Alessandro, thank you so much. I say hi to everybody in the band. It's a great pleasure to see you on stage.
No, thank you very much.
We can listen live a bit, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alessandro.
Thank you.
A great pleasure. Last time at L'Oréal was so fun to speak a little bit with you again, and congratulations for this record, mate.
Thank you very much.
Cross finger for the show, for the next show, and for the French show. And pretty sure we have a lot of people coming to see you. So absolutely. Have a great time in this tour.
Thank you very much.
Take a look, and I'm following you again, and I'm ping you when we have some good vibe and so on. So again, congratulations for Shout.
Merci, Olivier, and we'll see you very soon.
Yeah, of course. Somewhere in the planet
Somewhere.
of music.
Thank you.
So much. Enjoy the
Thank
rest
you.
of the day off, and say hello to
absolutely
to the gang, in Vinylestimes and Hardline. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So much.
Thank you. Ciao.
Bye-bye. Ciao. Grazie mille.
Prego. Merci beaucoup.
Merci, à très vite.